Are Arsenal about to make an offer for James Maddison? With the likes of Albert, Sambi Lukonga, Ben White and Nuno Tavares all done deals, it's time for Arsenal to turn their attentions to a brand new creative midfielder. So what today has Mr. Chris Wheatley said on James Maddison? Also, are Arsenal looking to make a surprise move for Lautaro Martínez out of Inter Milan? Well, let's discuss in today's episode of The Transfers FC. Yo, what is going on, guys? My name is Bows14 and we did it, my guys. We did it. We have hit the milestone of a gargantuan 50,000 subscribers. So much love and much appreciation to you guys that show your boy support on a daily basis. But the road does not end there, as now we are on the road to, dare I say, the big 100k, the big 100,000. So my guys, I'd appreciate it if you could subscribe and join the Team 14 revolution. And if you do enjoy, make sure to smash a like on the video as well. But let's get straight into Arsenal transfers, and in particular let's talk James Maddison. I've always made it clear it is an obligation that Arsenal need to sign a brand new creative goal scoring midfielder in this transfer window. Last year we had Odegaard and we had Emil Smith-Rowe, and with all due respect to those two players, we need a final action player, a player that gets goals, that gets assists, and is a player a bit like a certain James Maddison. Well, on that transfer today, Mr. Chris Wheatley has said that James Maddison is at the top of the list for Mikel Arteta. There has been no formal approach for Maddison, but it is understood that Arsenal have sounded out the possibility of signing the 24-year-old through intermediaries. Now, what exactly are these intermediaries? Essentially, what Chris is trying to say here is that Arsenal have definitely spoken to the camp of Maddison, the agent, the representatives, and the people around the transfer, and the job of the intermediaries is to find a solution to get this transfer over the line. Now, if we were to cast our minds back to 2019 and the transfer of Nicola Pepe, it is very well known that Arsenal used Mr. George Mendes as an intermediary to get that deal over the line, and this is exactly what Arsenal are trying to do here with Mr. James Maddison. They understand how complex this transfer is and exactly how hard it is with Leicester and their tough negotiating tactics. And so now that Arsenal have spoken to the people around the deal, I believe personally within the next week or so we should get some news, some sort of development regarding James Maddison and a potential Arsenal offer. I believe this offer is imminent, and this is just your boy's opinion. Another reason for me thinking that, of course, is because Arsenal have completed the transfers of Ben White, Nuno Tavares and Albert Sambi Lukonga, and that means Arsenal can now prioritise signing a number 10, and as Mr. Wheatley says, Maddison is confirmed of the top of Mikel Arteta's list, and so that means it is now a priority for Arsenal to get this transfer somehow over the line. But what are your predictions for the transfer, and do you think there is a realistic possibility that Arsenal sign James Maddison? But keeping it on the number 10s, let's discuss a certain Martin Odegaard. Well, according to a reliable Real Madrid source, Odegaard's dream was to succeed at Madrid, but he is thinking of returning to Arsenal. Neither the player's environment nor the club rule out his departure. Martin Odegaard to Arsenal, is it going to be remontada FC? Are we going to see this transfer rise like the Undertaker out of nowhere? Personally, I don't think so. But saying that, even Mr. Chris Wheatley says that Arsenal have not given up on signing Martin Odegaard. Football London understands Odegaard is keen on fighting for his place at Real Madrid, but there is belief that he could be open to returning to North London. Now, of course, during the loan spell of the player at Arsenal, it was always made clear that Odegaard was more than happy with Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal teammates and the Arsenal environment. But since then, Odegaard himself has confirmed on his official Instagram a goodbye post to Arsenal, saying that he wants to stay at Real Madrid. So of course your boy is going to take it straight from the horse's mouth himself. Odegaard wants to stay at Madrid. It's just a matter if. Another reliable Spanish journalist in Jose Felix has hinted that Odegaard is up for sale if a suitable offer arrives, as he reported back in early June. Now, what exactly is a suitable offer for Martin Odegaard? That, my friends, I'm going to leave to you, so comment down below how much do you think is the current market value of Martin Odegaard, and if Arsenal could sign the player, how much of the cashola would you guys be willing to put on the table to Real Madrid for the player? In your boy's opinion, I don't see Odegaard to Arsenal happening as of right now, as it is quite clear that Arsenal have changed their priority to a certain James Maddison. But maybe, just maybe, if Arsenal can't get Maddison over the line, then potentially they might turn back to Martin Odegaard. Till then, my amigos, we are going to have to wait wait and see. Moving on, let's talk a bit of Lautaro Martínez. He is an Argentine striker, a centre forward who plays for Inter Milan, the current champions of the Serie A. Over the past years, Martínez has been linked to some top clubs like Barcelona and Real Madrid, and at 23 years of age, Martínez is one of the most coveted strikers in the world. So where exactly do Arsenal Football Club come into the equation? Well, according to Mike McGough today of the Daily Telegraph, Arsenal have made an inquiry for Inter Milan striker Lautaro Martínez during their ambitious summer in the transfer market. Ambitious indeed, because if Arsenal are serious about Martínez, this guy would cost upwards of 60 to 70 million pounds, and that is why I don't see this transfer happening. McGough also claims that Mikel Arteta has looked at Martínez among a number of forwards in a position he wants to strengthen before the window closes. The interest also shows that Arsenal's technical director Edu is aiming high in the market to get the club closer to the top 4 Premier League finish. We can be as ambitious as we want, I just don't see Arsenal affording Martínez, especially with Arsenal also looking to put an offer forwards for a certain James Maddison. By no means am I saying no to Lautaro Martínez. But what are your own thoughts on the Argentine centre forward, and if we had the facilities, is he a player that you want to see Arsenal sign? Keeping it on the centre forwards, let's discuss Tammy Abraham, as Sky Sports News have confirmed that Chelsea will walk into the offers for the striker. Arsenal are interested in Abraham, but they would prefer an initial loan while Chelsea want a permanent deal. It is thought that Chelsea would want upwards of £40 million for Abraham, with West Ham also interested. 40 million quid for young Tammy Abraham, who by the way, according to Chelsea Twitter, has just dropped a disaster class in Chelsea's first pre-season game of the year. But this is another somewhat reliable source confirming that Arsenal do have serious interest in Tammy Abraham. Even the likes of Fabrizio Romano in the past have confirmed this as well. And so whatever we think of Tammy Abraham, quite clearly Arsenal, the board, Mikel Arteta and Edu Gaspar rate this player pretty highly. And so what are your own thoughts on Tammy Abraham and him potentially signing for Arsenal this summer transfer window? Simon Jones of the Mill claims that Newcastle are increasingly hopeful of signing Joe Willock on another season loan from Arsenal. Steve Bruce has been pushing for an answer from the 21-year-old, and Newcastle expect to know within the next 48 hours. Now, it's always been known that Newcastle want to bring Joe Willock back on loan, but now we have a certain club that plays in Ligue 1, the French league, that is joining the situation, as RMC Sport now claim that AS Monaco is exploring the case of Joe Willock. AS Monaco and Joe Willock, well, who would have seen it, eh? RMC also claim that Monaco are in discussions with Arsenal over Joe Willock, and the Monegasque staff want to sign him to support Youssouf Fofana and Tchouameni midfield duo. RMC Sport are normally a very reliable source when it comes to French transfers, but one thing we are not sure of so far is, do Monaco want the player on loan, or do they want to sign the player straight up and on a permanent transfer instead? Sebastian Dennis of Footy Mercato also claims Monaco are of course interested in Joe Willock, and Monaco is moving forward with the deal and has already contacted the player's agents. So an RKO out of nowhere, AS Monaco surprise interest in Joseph Willock. First things first, are you for the transfer in the first place? And secondly, if it is to be a permanent transfer, what price tag would you put on a certain Joe Willock? Okay, then moving on, let's talk the other Arsenal news today. First things first, this was the third kit from last year. Well, we have today leaked images of Arsenal's third kit for this season. As leaked images of Arsenal's third kit for the 2021-22 season has been leaked, and as you can see, a pretty bold design with a lot of blue, a bit of red as well, and quite a decent pattern. As you guys can see, your boy is a massive fan of last year's third kit, and in terms of this year's kit as well, I am somewhat a fan as well. I am a fan of the colours to an extent, and I also understand that Adidas have gone out there with this kit and they tried to make this look as different and as unique as possible. But now that you have seen it yourself, please do rate the Arsenal third kit out of 10 down below in the comments. The Telegraph claimed that Ronaldson's move to Altayspor has stalled as both teams have failed to agree terms. How on earth have Arsenal somehow fumbled this as well? And in general, so far this summer, Arsenal have been pretty poor when it comes to selling players in the transfer market. And so now it's over to Richard Garlick and Edu Gaspar, who need to go into overdrive to get the likes of Granit Xhaka, Hector Bellerin and Alex Ronaldo Maddison off the books so we can get some money in, and most importantly open up squad space to sign some replacements and improvements for the first team going into the season. We are a matter of 2 or 3 weeks away from the start of the brand new Premier League season, and so chop Arsenal, the pressure is on. Chris Wheatley has got a quote from Lucas Torreira, as in an interview he says, "When my mother's thing happened, I wanted to stop playing soccer. I wanted to stay in Fray Bentos with my family. I had very little desire to go back to Spain because I had to stay alone there." Lucas Torreira is unfortunately referring to the passing of his mother earlier this year, and in terms of the player himself, I don't know what Arsenal are doing with him. He of course has made it clear that he wanted to go to Boca Juniors and go to South America, but reports also have understood that Boca understand that they simply cannot afford Lucas Torreira as things currently stand. And so the question now for Arsenal is, what do we do with this player going into the start of the brand new season? But what are your own thoughts on Lucas Torreira, and would you potentially give the player a revival with his Arsenal career going into the brand new season? It is over to you, my friends. Let's have a discussion. If you have enjoyed, make sure to go down there and smash a like on the video, and please do also subscribe while you're down there, because now on the road to the big 100k, my guys, it's a madness. If you want to follow boy on them social medias, the links will be down below in the description as well. But that was the latest episode of the Transfers FC, and in terms of Arsenal, it's now over to you. I'm looking at a certain James, a certain James Maddison. Can you make it happen? We are gonna have to wait and see. I will see you guys soon in a bit.